welcome back to Bet Sleep, where we eat, sleep, and talk football. I am your host, Peter.
I am Stuart.
I'm Charles.
I'm Dolomite, the Levite, a fan of netball.
The Premier League continues being a blockbuster show. Spurs were upset by West Ham. Finally, Manchester United won a game.
Finally.
Yeah, Liverpool drew. What are your reactions to those teams? Starting with Arsenal.
Arsenal, it was not an exciting game, as I had predicted. But there's a lot of room for improvement in the Arsenal team, even though they are trying to freeze out Mesut Ozil. On the other hand, Man City were also not exciting.
Have improved a bit, but you can do better.
Yeah. Personally, I was disappointed by the team that was fielded by Arteta. I thought that Partey will allow us to play a 4-3-3. His insistence on Aubameyang playing wide, I don't know why it happens that way. He also played Willian as a 9, false 9, and it was the most pathetic performance I've seen. So we move on to Liverpool, Everton, Merseyside derby.
Yeah. The game lived up to its expectation. It was exciting. It was thrilling. Yeah. And we saw the injury to Van Dijk. It's a sad thing. Such things though happen in football. But I think now the defensive frailties of Liverpool will be shown.
Yeah, I also think the same thing. It was quite a wonderful match. It was chances were created. As we said, as I had predicted, the game.
Yeah, can we say that now Manchester City are title favorites? The same way the same way Liverpool became title favorites when Laporte was injured.
No. First of all, let us discuss the fact that we, in our fans' minds, we won that game 3-2.
Yeah.
We do not consider VAR. So those are 2 points. So we were the better team in that game, even though those guys had a late red card. In terms of Van Dijk, I think that will challenge us. But granted, I think we considered like the first header. I think if Van Dijk was in the game, we wouldn't have considered that header because he would have been there to mark his own territory. And I want to also give props to Everton. I think Everton are also title favorites, if we don't even consider Man City. Because when the game started, we scored. And I thought this will be one of those games where we'll win. At least, you see, even before the game, people were scared. Actually, people believe we will lose, like Stewart. However, we scored. Then after that, I don't know what's going on with James Rodriguez and Calvert. They have this sort of confidence that, especially Calvert, he was shooting at certain angles. He should recognize he's not yet world class. He's believing in himself too much. That game was, I think we enjoyed the fact that it ended a draw, but it was ours.
Yeah.
In terms of title favorites, we'll see.
So what are your views on Pickford not being punished for his tackle on Van Dijk?
So I think when they reviewed that VAR, they were checking it was offside. Yes.
Yeah.
Without even considering the tackle Pickford did on that should have been a straight red. And in my opinion, it was, I wouldn't say it was an intentional tackle, but it was a careless tackle. I don't think he intended to injure, but they went at Van Dijk. It was supposed to be a red card, but as he said, that is football. My great pain is on the last offside to Mane. That is where I decided.
But to be fair, there were times last season that other teams were not getting calls, or were getting calls like those ones, and Liverpool weren't getting the calls. And I did not hear any Liverpool fan complaining for other people's misfortune. When the misfortune is yours, why are you complaining about it?
Exactly. Why will we support the other people supporting the team?
Because fairness is, you
we
want
don't-
VAR to work for everyone.
Fairness wants them to be fair for us.
Yeah, so we move on to Chelsea Southampton. Yeah? Timo Werner finally coming into form, or was it a fluke?
No, I believe he has shown his true colors, because that was simply individual brilliance. All his 2 goals were him doing what he does best. And Kai Havertz also, when they're linking up, they are showing us what they did in Germany before, as in phenomenal. But Chelsea's defense shambles. Kepa, the entire defense, you can't even blame Kepa on that game. The entire defense was asleep, and if you sleep when Danny Ings is on the pitch, you're in for big troubles.
Well, as for me, I thought Chelsea had it wasn't an exciting game as such. It was, I would say, Werner performed really well. Uh, yeah, we are yet to see more from him, so we just have to wait and see how he'll progress as the season goes on. And as for Chelsea as the whole team, Chelsea, as I said, I don't see them finishing top 4 right now. Because it's too early. They don't have that chemistry. So yeah, that's what I think about Chelsea.
Actually, I think Wana listens to our podcast because, as you remember last week, what we were saying, one of the major flops was supposed to be this guy Wana. Then, right after we uploaded that audio, he comes out and scores 2 goals, and they're actually good goals. I think goals expected from him. However, in terms of Chelsea, I think the Premier League isn't as even we're supposed to go to Tottenham maybe after this, but you see, when you just sit back, people are capable of coming back. So I think the Premier League is still open. I won't discount Chelsea to be top 4, but this will be a really hard league. That is all I have to say about Chelsea.
And I think in that game, Timo Werner had the advantage of Southampton giving him space. In the matches that he wasn't scoring, the teams that he played against, even the 3-3 draw with West Brom, he wasn't being afforded space. Because Timo Werner, same as Pepe for Arsenal, if you afford him space, you'll be punished. Because he ran in behind Vestergaard for the second goal that he chipped over McCarthy and headed home. So I mean, maybe you'll play against teams that won't give him the space. I think the block teams that have high defensive tendencies, he will struggle against. But when he comes against free-flowing teams, I think he will be an asset to
Chelsea.
Yeah, but me, I'm waiting for. So ZH is fit now, so I'm waiting to see if all 4 of them will play. ZH, Pulisic, Werner, Havertz. But still defensively, as much as we say Kepa is a bad keeper, in that game, Katzuma showed that he's not the best of defenders. Yeah. So we move on to Tottenham, West Ham. And previously I said I wanted Tottenham to upset. No, I wanted West Ham to upset Tottenham. Yeah, and my friend Stuart had said whatever West Ham were playing was a fluke. So I'd like to start with him.
But I also said, as my theory, if you listened to the last podcast, if your team is playing on Sunday, please be very afraid. And West Ham just confirmed my theory, as in they caught Spurs napping. You can't say that Spurs were playing badly, but that moment of lack of concentration, you cannot lack concentration on a Sunday.
Yeah, but I can also, because I made it a point to watch that game. First half, Spurs dominated. Second half, I don't know if they came and they were told to hold the game or to play defensively, but West Ham were better in the second half. Yeah? Some goals are funny, like Davinson Sanchez headed into his own net. But you cannot say that West Ham, the draw, they did not deserve it. Because in the second half, they brought the game, they played fluid football, and Lanzini, Stammer, was the best. But still, I believe, in my analysis on Tottenham, I believe they have become what I call reliant on Kane and Son.
That game for Tottenham against West Ham, it shows why the Premier League is the best league in the world. Because anything can happen. As for Bale, Tottenham fans, Bale had one horrendous miss, which cannot be forgotten.
Forgiven. But
Lanzini, what a
but
beauty.
how he went to get that chance, I think Bale will actually.
Yeah, Bale has got class. We cannot not say.
Cannot deny.
Yeah, he's got class, but still he has a tendency to just do some funny things. But
Towards
hopefully,
the-
it was the first game in a long time he hasn't played. So I believe as the season wears on and he gets more playing time, I'm sure he's going to come good. Manchester United, Newcastle. I went on record and saying it will either be a boring game or Newcastle will win.
I think this game featured Manchester United's quality in terms of the 3 goals they scored when the game is almost finishing. Man United is not a team that you can sleep around with. when you now they come and knock you down. But in terms of Harry Maguire, I think he needed that goal to raise his spirits, maybe improve his form. It was a much needed goal, and overall performance from him was really good.
Okay, for me, I was really stunned by the how Manu surprised. By the how Manu performed. Actually won by a lot of goals. Rashford was absolute class in that game.
Yeah, that last goal was.
Yeah,
Or
they think there's this thing that goes around where teams respect other teams too much. And I believe Newcastle respected Manchester United. Because I believe the only way to stop Manchester United is to hold the midfield and hold either of Bruno Fernandes or Rashford. Because if you hold them, their ability to play the counter attack is quite low. But when you let them play free flowing and you not try and clip them, they will beat you. Because, as I've often said, the counter attacking strategy is what is employed at Manchester United. And if you do not deal with them, they will punish you because there is quality in Manchester United. I also say that Manchester United, in terms of quality, is better than Arsenal at the moment. Yeah? So I believe it was a deserved win because the opposition decided they respected Manchester United too much. So the biggest game of this week, of this game week 6, is Manchester United Chelsea. What are your thoughts? Who will win? Who will be a standout performer?
I think it will be a tight game, but if Manchester United showed us anything from the midweek performance at PSG, and Chelsea showed us from their last game at Southampton, it will be a very high-scoring game, considering Chelsea's defense is, for lack of a better word, trash, and Timo Werner is coming in form. So overall, it will be a impressive, entertaining game.
Yeah, I also think the same thing. Should be a good game. So my prediction for this game will be 2-0, and I'll give it to Chelsea. Yeah.
In my opinion, that will be one boring game because I believe Manu will win that game. That is why it will be a boring. It will be a game I won't watch. However, will Cavani?
He might.
He might.
Yeah.
So I think I disagree with you. Manu will win, and shockingly, they win by around 2 to 3 goals, 3-1.
Because if we are going by the head-to-head records, Chelsea have not beaten Manchester United in the Premier League in the past 5 meetings.
Because I think Manu have so much confidence after those 2 wins. There's no Chelsea.
But Manchester United have a tendency of getting cocked after big performances. Like the last time we played PSG, we did not win for
by the
4 games.
Yeah, so I believe it will be a high-intensive match. Personally, I believe Ziyech, Pulisic, Werner, and Havertz will play. And hopefully, it is Kovacic and Kante that will play in the middle of the field. But defensively, I don't know if Thiago got injured again, but Katzuma, I don't trust I believe Ben Chilwell is good enough, Reece James or Aspilicueta, but in the middle, Thiago needs to be partnered with somebody that can play because Andre Christensen and Kazuma not the best, but at least Eduardo Mendy, I think he's fit now, at least in the goalkeeping department. For the most part, they are okay. So it is either they can stop Manchester United coming because the gameplay we know is the same. I don't know if Harry Maguire will start because he wasn't played in the PSG game, so most probably he will start. But I believe it cannot be a 0-0 draw if it draws. But I'm giving it to Manchester United based on past performances.
Because all you said before that, you are like supporting Chelsea.
No, I want Chelsea to play well because they bought expensive players. I don't get how you buy an expensive player and I don't enjoy watching you.
And one key area that Chelsea must really look into is defensively. Because if they afford to foul Manchester United players, the slightest of
That's
touches,
as good as a goal.
Marshall is down.
Yeah.
Next we have Leicester, Arsenal. So Leicester have been on a bad run of form. They can't seem to get a break. Madison is still injured. Vardy has gotten a knock. So they come to play Arsenal that hopefully they will start playing the 4-3-3 formation with Partey in the team. I believe with the amount of chances we created against City, I believe we'll create enough chance to win that game against Leicester. But that is if Arteta doesn't decide he wants to experiment. It will either be a balanced game. I really doubt even a balanced game. I believe Arsenal is winning that game.
It's for Arsenal to do something. Because I think this is their best chance to actually win, to defeat these big teams.
Yeah, but hopefully Lacazette does not play. Aubameyang plays in the middle. Willian does not play as a false nine. He plays wide, and Pepe plays wide. Hopefully, and the hybrid role of 8-10 is given to what is his name, Ceballos, to play as a creative midfielder.
And if we are to pinpoint weaknesses of certain teams, I think Arsenal have a big scoring weakness. Even from, I think, Aubameyang himself. Aubameyang, Pepe, they have a big problem of not scoring. So I hope they'll actually get their form.
I don't know why, because another frailty of the Arsenal way of playing is that our creativity and our best players that tend to attack and win games for us tend to be on the left side of the pitch. So it is Tierney, Saka, Aubameyang. So we attack, our attack is heavily reliant on that side. So if you get people to hold, like Walker was holding Aubameyang, it makes Arsenal not play adequately.
Yeah, I'll also have to go for Arsenal winning that game because most of the stars of Leicester, they're injured. And Leicester is too reliant on Vardy and Madison at times. So I'll have to give it to Arsenal. If Arsenal loses,
you should score like over 2 to 3.
Yeah.
So Liverpool faces Sheffield. Sheffield has been patchy from last season. They're not the same type of team that brought the game and won. In the Arsenal, when Arsenal played Sheffield, it was quite boring. It wasn't the attacking, free-flowing football that we were accustomed from them. I don't know if they are coming back or Henderson not being part of the team is something that has really hampered them.
I think the Sheffield game, Liverpool, I think it's not actually a good game to test. Because I think most of the people are saying Liverpool is quite shaky. I think even Stewart will mention that. So I think we'll obviously win that game. I won't say obviously, but not really convincingly. Especially, I think it won't be a game where lack of Van Dijk will be seen. I think they won't really expose that the whole of Van Dijk, not him.
The whole left.
The whole left by Van Dijk. But it shouldn't be a game that many people should actually really put into the limelight. It will obviously win, but I think 1 to 2 goals.
Yeah, but since Liverpool has got problems at the moment, any team that plays Liverpool believes to some extent they can win.
Yeah.
So I believe Sheffield maybe will show what they have got against Liverpool. But it depends on whether Liverpool decide they are going to be a big team and hammer them back. But if they don't, they risk an Aston Villa moment again.
As for me, it's a comfortable win for Liverpool. Though Liverpool will concede. You'll win by like 3-2 goals.
3-2 goals.
Yeah.
3-2.
3-2.
3-2.
Yeah, you'll
Oh,
win by 3
so
goals.
for one-
And you'll concede 2 goals.
So it will be 3-2.
Yeah, 3-2. That's my prediction.
Personally, on paper, it seems like it will be an easy win for Liverpool, considering Sheffield have had terrible form. But if I was a Sheffield United player, I would be looking at this game with a little bit of positivity, considering they will be facing a weakened Liverpool squad. So if I was a striker at Sheffield, if I was you are Ryan Brewster, I will be very excited. This might be the spark they need to turn their fortunes.
So everybody is against Liverpool,
We know Liverpool are most probably going to win. But I will prefer Sheffield to bring the game to you so that when you win, you understand that you're not going to be respected because you're still champions. You have to earn it again. Yeah, so Manchester City, I believe they faced West Ham. Yeah, Stuart, since you don't like West Ham that much, tell us
how much they're going to be
Personally,
beaten.
I think they will be beaten. I stand by my earlier statement that West Ham winning those 2 games or a fluke, and Man City will confirm that this Saturday.
And Aguero is...
But you're playing loose with actual facts. They cannot be playing well and it's fluke
think-
until another team beats them.
I
Then-
think your whole opinion of Liverpool versus Sheffield will be the same. West Ham versus Man City. I think West Ham will bring some game.
What I'm trying to put across is that West Ham, yes, they won 2 games, they drew with Tottenham, but
They scored
cannot,
as you did, as Man U scored.
but they cannot sustain that form for long.
Yeah, and
It will die out
In this specific game.
Yes, in this specific
please
game.
note they drew with Spurs that Manchester United was unable
Yes,
to do the same
but
thing.
they will lose this game. Their energy is
By what? The score
by what?
Give us the
Scoreline.
score line. The scoreline.
three goals.
To
That
nil.
is not a scoreline.
3 goals to nil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man City will win this game 3 goals to nil. Lady Luck has left the London Stadium.
Okay.
As for me, I also think the same thing. Coming into this game, we have a lot of confidence that we beat Arsenal. So that confidence will help us a lot. Especially we won the Champions League. We've been in a hot
No, you won the Champions League
game. Yeah, exactly. We've been in a hot streak.
Personally, as long as Aguero is in Manchester City, I always see Manchester City winning. Because Aguero has got that goal scoring flair of an actual striker, the tendency that you have with Kane. As long as he's got an eye for goal, he's going to win.
But from the Arsenal game, he wasn't really.
But it was his first game after coming back from injury. The same with Bale. As he grows into the game, because he has played like 2 games, I think his match fitness is okay. I think he played majority or at least all of the 90 minutes in both games. It allows for Manchester City to come. I believe they will win, but West Ham will bring the game. West Ham are competitive.
Source, if you have noticed, Source is saying all teams will bring the game.
No. I want a competitive Premier League. I don't want to say that because Manchester City is Manchester City, they are going to win.
You're like a club activist.
Yeah, I want.
Will they score?
West Ham will score.
How many goals?
Maybe 1. But will score. But I'm saying that Manchester City, because it has got better talent, they will win based on their superiority on talent. But West Ham are no slouches now. It's not the West Ham of old that was just stepped on even by Arsenal, because they lost to us, Arsenal. But if you saw that game, in the second half, Arsenal was losing that game. Then they won at Wolves, they won at Leicester, they have drawn with Spurs. So they are competitive as much as form goes. but they might meet a team that is hungry and be beaten.
But with the wave of the Premier League this season, anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. That is my view. A premiership that you don't win because you're a big team. You win because you have played good football on the team. So we have Tottenham versus Burnley. Personally, I believe Tottenham is going to smash Burnley because I don't believe Burnley have won any game this season.
No, they are not.
They haven't won any game this season. They sold Hendricks, and their team isn't playing well at the moment. So I believe the tendency of small teams to defend will allow Kane to thrive and Son. And if they allow him space in the first few minutes, as Son and Kane have shown, they're going to be beaten and beaten securely.
So you're suggesting a triple captain?
I'm not suggesting it will do anything. I'm saying
They'll
Tottenham
smash.
will win
You said
by a
they'll
huge smash over 4 goals.
So, okay.
Personally, I think Tottenham will win, but I'm more excited for the potential of their new attacking line, the GHS, Gareth Bale, Harry, and Son. It will be very exciting. That's the only thing I'm going to be tuning in to see.
Okay, as for me, I'll also give it to Tottenham. Because, Tottenham, Burnley have been in poor form. So, my prediction will be 4-0. A brace for Son and a brace for Kane.
And Bill?
Bale will not score.
Okay. So I think I'll triple captain Kane.
Yeah.
That is my comment.
That is my advice to
That is my comment. I'm triple captain Kane.
yeah.
Thank you.
We have come to the end of the show. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you have been listening to the podcast on Apple Podcast, on Google Podcast, on Stitcher, we appreciate